Good day, traders. I trust you are well and welcome to Price Action Profits, where the goal is to assist you to become a more profitable trader by giving you additional price action trading skills. I trust you are enjoying the program so far, the programs that we have since we launched beginning of this month of September. And again, if I mention things or say things in terms of terminology that you are not clear about, just go back to the very first video in this series that is titled Price Action Terminology. Name is George Nyabaza. I trust you are well. There's me down there. All right, so we're looking at NASDAQ 100, just in terms of the trade for this week we're looking at. It was a buy trade. There's MT4 markers bought here and exited here at that reversal. Now, just go through some of the thinking as this market was unfolding. I look at several markets. That's one of the markets in my basket. So way back here, morning of the European session, UK session, if you want London session, but the European session. This line here is a high of September, high of 19 September 2024. This line, blue line here is high of today. And this green line here is high of yesterday, HYD, high of yesterday, which is in the vicinity of the high of August 2024. So I don't want to put a lot of lines on the time frame, on the chart. So reason pointing that out is that as the market is going up into those levels, it's going into key levels of resistance. There's obviously going to be buyers, the people who buy stuff, not buyers. Obviously buyers who want to break through that level and go into the stratosphere. There's obviously bears who don't want the market to go any higher and the market to keep selling off. So key levels because of this confluence of factors. So we got here, and that became the high of the day, high of today. Bears try to sell off, very weak sell-off, tails at the bottom, creating a small wedge pattern, micro wedge. So at that point, I'm kind of thinking, well, the bears are not strong enough to accelerate down here. Maybe we'll have decent enough bull acceleration, which would give us opportunity to jump in the market, either in the breakout phase or a breakout pullback, but nothing materialized. Instead, we got back to the high of yesterday, HOYD, high of yesterday, level of resistance, defended, bears sold off. So we didn't even get back to what had been the high of today. So at that point, I'm thinking, well, if bears are strong, let's sell this market. Obviously, cognizant of what took place here, which is evidence of strong bulls, tails, the market going up. So when you had this break beneath here, I'm thinking to myself, well, you can take the breakout, but that's a little bit of a concern. So let's wait and see if we get a breakout pullback. We did not get a breakout pullback. We had huge acceleration down, and when it was down here, definitely I'm not going to sell here. I'm going to have to wait for a pullback to the EMA and see what we got. We never got, well, we got a pullback, didn't get a breakout pullback opportunity for us to sell as a low one to jump in. So missed that entry. Had you jumped into that entry, which was perfectly legitimate. Remember, you always have to decide, do I take a breakout trade, put the stop in the correct place? You can put the stop above here, you can put the stop above here, put the stop above here. It all depends on your risk appetite and the kind of trader that you are. You could do any of that. So either take a breakout trade or wait for the pullback. You can wait for the pullback. Sometimes you don't get the pullback. It reverses. Fantastic. Had you taken this and it's carried on reversing, you'd have to tighten your stop and at some point, decide to get out. We're closing above EMA, get out here, break even, or if you're a little bit slow, a little bit later, still fine. Don't lose a lot of money. Then we got a lower high double top. You think, okay, this is good for the bears, but now I have a problem. Strong bears, strong bulls. Who is actually in control here? Lower high double top, good for the bears. Do I want to sell down here? If I get, successive bear candles, a pullback, we can sell to see if we get here. If we get a breakout beneath here, we can consider. But now, lower high double top, good for the bears. No follow through, nothing to do on this chart. Just wait and see what happens. Beautiful bear candle, at some point. Beautiful bull candle at some point. Ended up as a doji, which is trading range. Again, lower high double top. Now we have a lower high double top that's formed here with this low at the test of the high of yesterday and the vicinity of that high of August 24. So good for the bears, but look at the follow through. You're going into the news, which, the red news that time was USCB consumer confidence. Tells you the bottoming, there's huge fighting taking place. So no clarity with key levels. That low, we have this level up here. So someone is going to do something that's going to help us to jump into this market. Well, we may not get it. It might end up as a trading range for the day. And sometimes the market doesn't give us what to trade in the way that I trade the markets. I'm trying to find high probability entries that can lead to huge profits. High probability entries that can lead to huge profits. Doesn't mean that's 100% certain because it might fail. But the reason I say that is that then I'm not scalping all day in and out of trading ranges. There's many ways. If you're a scalper, you sell, you get out. You buy, you get out. Anytime you see a trend candle, you just get in and out. So there's ways to trade, a little bit different to where to. I scalp when I'm scalping out. If I have a setup that hasn't worked, I get out quickly. So that's scalping out, in terms of trade management, as opposed to scalping in and out of trades. Huge candle news. Tail at the bottom is problematic. As soon as that happened, I had that horizontal level there. I wanted to see, if the bulls be able to break beneath the low of what the bears put here. Failed, huge attempt. The bears will be able to break beneath the low of what they put on the news. Tried here, huge bear candle, bought back. So bulls are pretty strong. That level, they really are fighting to make sure the market doesn't get beneath this level. Failed here, bulls came back, bears had an opportunity to break through the level, to take it out from here and say, okay, we've already closed now twice beneath that level, let's accelerate down. But they failed beautifully with this low test candle. So from that low to that low, there's an attempt. The bears giving us a close beneath here, then we've really got momentum, two bear candles for the bears. That failed. So that said to me, this is, micro double bottom here. There's a lower low, there's a lower low. So three lows, that's a wedge. Failed attempts many times. You don't have to even sit down and count. You can just see that the bears really failed to take advantage of that. This is a beautiful candle. Closing beneath all these lows. If they're strong, they would have sold beneath this. Then they failed on this beautiful low test, and I'm keen to see what happens after that. Here we had, beautiful acceleration up by the bulls, but we're going close into that level. So here we have good acceleration up by the bulls. Now I'm thinking, well, even if I was to buy here and put a stop here, at least to get to 1-to-1 by the time you get to that level. Unlike here, if you buy in here and you put a stop here, and I like to put my stops, proper technical levels, not just randomly. Hard to get, well, visually, you say, I will probably only get to 1-to-1 here. So there's a lot of bulls have to be super strong. So let's wait a little bit. But here, at least can get to 1-to-1 to there. If they're strong, if they fail along the way, well, what do? You manage your trades, you get out, or tighten your stop. So happiness. So I took that trade and I said, well, let's see if the bulls are strong. If they are, they're just going to keep going up and up and up. Good. So there was the entry, good entry candle, follow through. Why are we having small candles? Then doji, then follow through. So now I'm getting a little bit concerned. Let's wait and see. We're still putting bull candles in, so the bulls are so strong, and I can see these levels here. I can see the high of yesterday, all these levels that we marked, and let's see if the bears are strong. We'll get something like this, a doji or reversal candle. Go sideways, come down, we can exit and break even if we have to do that. But the bulls, did well for themselves, low test, good candle, trying to break out of this little, very strong bull trend. Breakout above it, which should be evidence of strength, right? Good close above the high of yesterday. And I'm saying, oh, this is fantastic for these guys. Fantastic bull acceleration, and then immediately failed. And I thought, okay, we had this huge bull candle, immediate failure, huge bear candle, immediate failure. So, I'm waiting for one more candle. Let's see if I get anything like this, a doji, a high test, small test, tails, anything to confirm that bulls, have got strength to carry on above this level. They've broken through. So there's huge forces trying to make them fail. When I saw that, I thought, okay, time to get out. So I got out of the trade. How else could I have managed it? I could have just pulled my stop up to here and waited to see what would happen. Just like if for any reason, I'm not sure how you'd have done it, but if you had sold anywhere in here and you get that, you can tighten your stop here and there and then wait and see what happens. So few things to just bear in mind when you get a chart that appears like this. And always mark, the low of the present day, the high of today, high of yesterday. I always have in the chart somewhere down here, I would have low of yesterday. I want to see what happens at these key levels of resistance. And I'm really keen to see, the strength of each side, coming off the high of today, bulls through the week. Why is that? Acceleration down and we fail. Strong for the bears, and then we have this kind of wedge pattern. Good acceleration up, get here, and we start to fail. All right, traders. I trust that's given you a little bit of insight into the trading that I do. And I shall see you again in a week's time. Have